Welcome to Armstrong High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball, and welcome to Spring 2025 on CCX Sports. Totino-Grace Eagles, the defending state champion in Class 3A, here to take on the Armstrong Falcons. Eagles got one game in over the weekend, beating Anoka. Armstrong, this will be the season opener for the Falcons. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Drew Keough. Thanks for joining us, Drew. It always feels like it's a long time coming here. Not too bad a day, though, here for this opener for Armstrong.
Oh, it's a beautiful day for baseball. The field's dry. Everybody's dry. There's no rain in the forecast. There's little to zero breeze, and temperature is sitting around 45 to 50 degrees, and it's a beautiful day for baseball.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a whole lot better at this time of year, and it sounds like we're going to warm up even a little bit more. So Totino played Saturday. It was a little chilly that day, they said, but again, did get the game in and did get a W to start the season. So Grace, Mike Smith, the Eagles head coach and athletic director, they will get first ups obviously here as the visiting team, and the lineup for Grace will start with Kellen Westfall, their pitcher, will lead it off, followed by Jake Rance, another good pitcher, but playing second base today. DeMarco Cognetta, the first baseman, hits third. Tyler Hand, returning catcher, in the cleanup spot. Then it's Brady Keene at third, Will Franzek at short, Drew Zier, the DH, Joey Terhar in right, and Shea Jackson, the center fielder, hitting in the 9 slot for Grace. And for Armstrong here, they've got a decent group back from last year, and there's the defensive lineman for them. They've got Johnny Johnson playing at third base. Shortstop is Dawson Franke. Second baseman will be Jack Schultz, and Everett Daly at first base. Luke Wiesjohn in left. Jacob Gortz in center, and in right field is Jackson Hockert, and doing the pitching is Will Hofrogge. Getting things started here to the opening hitter, Kellen Westfall, and that one over for a strike. Hofrogge did play some last year, pitched some last year for the Falcons, so he is one of a pretty good number of guys back who at least had some innings in on the varsity level for them a year ago. Westfall popping this one up, playable in the infield there, and squeezed at first base by Daly for out number 1. I always find it a little interesting too, Drew, that for a lot of the teams, they haven't really been outside yet, and an overlooked factor is being not very used to the sun, I think, on some of these balls in the air.
Yeah, sun and depth and the height of the ball. I mean, you practice in the gym, you practice throwing, you practice little things in the gym, but once you get outside, you have much more space, and that ball gets high in the air, and you get anxious. Sometimes you just got to wait for it to come down.
Jake Rance stepping in to hit here for Totino-Grace. Certainly a key cog in their state title last year, and hits one hard, but right at Franke, and he's able to hang on to that one as he goes to a knee. So well hit ball by Rance, but it turns into a line out.
Yeah, it's a tough out. Good play by the shortstop there. Good job of reading that ball off the bat, not trying to play it on a short hop when it attacked it and caught in the air to get the out. If he plays back in the gap, that two-hole hitter might have a good chance to beat an infield single out there. DeMarco
Cognetta stepping in here for Totino-Grace. He got some decent playing time last year, had 40 at-bats, hitting 200. Knocked in 5 runs and scored 7. And we were kind of talking earlier today that Grace started 0-5 last year, and played a lot of close games in that span. They didn't panic. They didn't feel like, we're just doing a terrible job out here. Things didn't go their way in some of those games, but they kind of turned that around and put everything together and had an excellent state tournament run and got their first championship.
Wow, their first championship. Good for them. Yeah, sometimes it takes a couple weeks for coaches to figure out who these kids are, where they're at in their careers, and how they're growing. Sometimes it might be a sophomore that steps up, but usually you can tell from your pitching staff where you're going to sit pretty early in the season, but sometimes things change. Somebody gets injured, somebody comes back, somebody moves at a position. So early season is really a battle to figure out what you have for these coaches.
Cognetta drawing a walk there, and Tyler Hand will be the hitter. Batted .288 last year for the Eagles. Couple of doubles. Knocked in 5 runs. Breaking ball here, high chopper right to first, and a nice big hop for Daly, and an easy play to get to the bag there. So Daly involved in 2 of the outs. Totino-Grace done on the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. They did leave 1 after the 2-out walk. So after a half inning here, Grace nothing, and Armstrong getting set to come to the plate for the first time. Brian Sobiek and the Falcons had a team trip down to Kansas, which they've been going to these last several years, and it sounds like things went pretty well down there. Luke Wiesjohn, the left fielder, leads it off. Then it's Jack Welters, the catcher. Austin Franke, the shortstop. Will Hofragi, the pitcher, who had a good first inning there, hits 4th. Jack Schultz at 2nd. Don Johnson at 3rd base. Then it's Jackson Hockert in right, Everett Daly at 1st, and Jacob Gortz, the center fielder. No DH for the Falcons. And then the defensive lineman for Grace, Keene, Franzak, Rance, and Cognetta around the infield. Left fielder will be Ben Ling, Shea Jackson in center, and Joey Terhar in right, and Tyler Hand as the catcher. And doing the pitching for the Eagles is Kellen Westfall.
You know, you mentioned that trip down to Kansas for Armstrong. That's just a great bonding opportunity for these kids to get out. It doesn't matter who they play, how successful they're out on there. It's an opportunity to get out. You go a little further south. I know a lot of younger teams go to Des Moines. Some teams go to Arizona. Some teams go to Florida. But, you know, anytime you can get out of the snow, the cold, the wind, the rain, and, you know, get 4 or 5 scrimmages or inter-squad scrimmages just to get reps out on the turf or even grass down there, like to get those real-life reps going early in the spring will be very helpful for these teams as they progress through the season.
Yeah, and they've had a opportunity to see some Kansas baseball games, the university down there too, and they also got to see a chance to see Dayton Franke, who's playing for South Dakota State. They happened to be playing Kansas when they were down there, so they got a chance to meet up with him, and obviously his younger brother's still their shortstop and 3-hitter here for the Falcons, so a good opportunity there. Luke Wiesjohn stepping in to lead things off here for Armstrong. Pretty good year last year, 458 average and 512 on base. So not a bad guy to have leading off with that kind of returning numbers.
Yeah, on base 50% of the time, 500% of the time. Over that is pretty impressive, especially at the high school level.
Yeah, and they're not playing weak competition either. So pretty impressive thing, and he'll like to try and carry that into this season. Chase that one. Westfall got him to be a little overeager there. That one missing away. And a swing and a miss. Ball did get to the dirt, so Hand will throw it to first base, but Wiesjohn is out on the strikeout. 2-3 on the putout, and now Jack Welters will hit for Armstrong.
Nice little thing there by the catcher to just know immediately. That ball's close to being in the dirt. The umpire didn't call him out right away. You just got to know 1-2, go straight to first base, get that out, get that leadoff batter off, get that out, and keep him off the base paths.
Little thing, too, I like the way first baseman Cognetta giving him a target outside of the runner. You don't want to be throwing the ball next to or right over the head of the runner there. Just no reason to create the opportunity of that ball getting away.
Yep.
Rip and a miss at a high fastball there. So Welters behind in the count. He hit 200 last year in 50 at-bats. Did have 5 doubles to his credit, knocked in 5. Probably expect to see at least a couple pitchers for these teams this early in the season. They're not looking to get 7 out of anybody. Two and two.
Good change of pace there. Put that one in the dirt and then give the hitter a chance to hit it up 1-2 in the count. Now he's got to find the zone.
Back up the middle off the mound. It's fielded, but it's not going to be in time. An infield hit for Welters. Able to beat that one out. Good job to get to that ball after it hit the mound by Rance, but that's a tough play to have a lot on the throw at that point, and it just didn't quite get him.
Yeah, very tough play. Good hustle out of the box there by the hitter to get down to first baseline. Almost impossible for that second base to make that throw and get him out at first, but makes it close. You would hope the shortstop is able to get that ball in front of him with momentum going towards first. He's going to have a stronger throw, but that's just not what happened.
And it was hit hard enough that Westfall really had no chance to play that one, and then it kind of hit the mound a little bit too.
Yep.
So Dawson Franke will be the batter. He takes a ball outside. Been a good player in their program. Did kind of struggle with the bat a little bit last year, a little under 200. Did have 3 doubles, 13 runs scored. Tremendous year as a quarterback for the Falcons football team this past fall.
Yeah, they had a really good season.
One of those old-time 3-sport athletes, too. I love it, a hockey player, too.
Yeah. You talk to a lot of coaches, and they love those kids that compete in different sports throughout the year. It challenges your body to work different muscles, stay more athletic, and not just focused on, and especially in baseball, they talk a lot about pitching and throwing, how kids who are on the mound 10, 11 months out of the year, it's going to catch up to them when they're 16, 17 years old.
And I feel like the different team dynamics in the various sports helps you, too.
Leadership opportunity, communications, yeah.
And even something that, this one hit hard to third. Here's the throw to second. They get the first and the throw to first, not quite in time. Franke able to beat it out, so he'll be aboard on the fielder's choice as they get the lead. And say for various guys, too, maybe you're the best player on your fall team, and then in the winter you're maybe middle of the pack. I think it kind of humbles you in a good way, too, in some of those sports.
It gives kids an opportunity to be leaders and leaders of different teammates and step down and let other kids be leaders and understand when you're not the leader, you got to look at the leader. But when you're the leader, you step up and lead the team.
Will Hofragi stepping in. Looks at ball one. Just a couple of at-bats a season ago. He was 1 for 2. One hit was a double, but obviously if they've got him in the cleanup spot here today, they feel like his bat is potent. Runner is going. Hand slips as he throws, and the ball gets away anyway. A stolen base there. I was just thinking to myself, Franke is somebody that you wouldn't be surprised to see run. Grace thought so too, as Westfall held the ball a little extra long, but then Hand slipped as he threw that one. It was kind of an awkward play all around, as Franke sort of had to avoid the fielder a little bit and curved his path a bit on the way to the base too.
Yeah, he wasn't able to read where that ball was going to be caught by the middle infielder there, and kind of was going to go outside, and the last second decided to go inside. Either way, he gets down there, stolen base, runner in scoring position with 2 outs here.
He stole 7 a year ago. Armstrong as a team maybe running more than some teams do. They stole 62 bases last year.
That's always my memory of this program, is they're scrappy. They're not always, they don't show up as like the most talented and overpowering team, but they will do the little things to make it annoying for other teams, and that's what puts them in position to win and succeed.
Popped up. This one will get out of play. And it gives the pitcher, besides just the fact that you get in scoring position, it gives the pitcher something to think about, to take his focus off the hitter a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can get a bigger lead out there at second base. If you stay with the shortstop, keep an eye on the second baseman, you get a big lead, and anything put into play in the outfield, he should score here.
Good take there by Hofragi, and also a good stop by a Hand. So we'll run full here on the cleanup hitter. First base is open, but I don't think Westfall has any thought of, trying to pitch carefully here. He wants to go right after him, I would guess. That one's inside, and he does end up walking, Froggy. So runners at first and second with 2 outs, and Jack Schultz, the second baseman, will be the hitter. We're going to have a courtesy runner coming out here as Micah Eschbach will run at first for the pitcher, Froggy. Schultz hit .233 last spring in 43 at-bats. Looks at a fastball over for a strike. Back up the middle, and Rance will get to it, makes the short flip to second. And the Falcons are done here. They threaten but don't score in the bottom of the first. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and they leave a couple. We've completed 1 inning here at Armstrong High School, and it is Totino-Grace nothing and Armstrong nothing.
At Top Line Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Top Line member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to Armstrong High School, a season opener for the Falcons. Scoreless after an inning. It'll be Brady Keene stepping in to lead off the second for Totino-Grace. Takes a first pitch strike. Eagles got a 2-out walk in the first, but then Froggy got out of that spot. So 5, 6, 7 hitters batting here for Totino-Grace. Ooh, and that one hits him in the shoulder, and Keene will be aboard.
Looked like the breaking ball got away from him, but if, as a leadoff hitter, you're getting on base to start the inning off, anything you can do. You can take that ball to the back and run on down to first base and try and get an early lead here for Totino.
Yeah, if you're going to get hit, that's the one you want to get hit with. It didn't have a whole lot on it, and he took it in seemingly a pretty good spot. Missed the shoulder blade, I think. And so Will Franczak will be the batter. And check swing is a strike. Franczak got 23 at-bats last season, had 3 hits. Squares around and bunts it foul.
Interesting, no bunt on that first pitch. Went around, fell down 0-1 in the count. Gave him the bunt signal on the second pitch. Now he's in a tough spot down 0-2.
Yeah, you'd think bunt probably is off now, but we'll see. Oh, and a breaking ball freezes him, and Franczak down on 3 pitches. Froggy coming up big there. Gets the first out, and Drew Zier will be the batter.
Yeah, nice breaking ball that fell off the side of the outside part of the plate there. Caught him off guard and just catches the outside part of the plate.
Throw to first base, and Keene back in. That one high and tight. Two and 0 now to Zier. With Joey Terhar waiting on deck here for Grace. And now 3-0. So after a impressive at bat against Franczak, now Froggy struggling here against Zare. That one over for a strike. That was maybe kind of a 3-0 strike, I think.
Yeah, I think that's pretty consistent with the first couple pitches. High in the zone, right across the letters. Good plate discipline by the batter to take those first 3 strikes, but that was close enough to call it a strike.
And a rip and a miss here, and now back to full here as Froggy going to fight back.
Now, as a batter, you just got to put those behind you and try and put the ball in play. Just square that ball up. Don't worry about that last call. Don't worry about the swing and miss. Try and put the ball in play here if it's close.
It was not close, and Zare will draw a walk. So a hit batsman and a walk in the first 3 batters of this inning have a little threat going for Grace. First and second, one out. Terhar will come up at first. A little defensive meeting for the Falcons. Kind of maybe settling pitcher down, but also maybe discussing, on a comebacker or whatever, like where do we want to go here defensively. Obviously, you'd like to turn 2 second to first would be the ideal situation if you're Armstrong, but
third baseman's in on both corners.
They're maybe thinking a bunt, but Terhar swinging away there.
Big strong swing there.
Breaking ball a little outside there. No hint of bunt look for Terhar. Armstrong, though, still in pretty tight at the corners. That one's over for a strike.
First baseman drops back, gives himself a little more time, takes the bunt out of play with 2 strikes, most likely.
Ooh, that one way outside, and both runners will move up. So wild pitch there. Not a huge amount of room behind, so it was not really in danger of being like that lead runner scoring, I don't think, but Welters had to go track that one down. So now the corner infielders do come back in again. They would at least try and cut the run from scoring if the one comes right at him. There's a rip and a miss by Terhar, and he'll be down on strike. So Froggy trying to fight back. He's mixed in a couple of Ks here after the hit batsman and the walk. So Shea Jackson, the number 9 hitter, will step in here for the Eagles.
Yeah, big strikeout there by Froggy to get that second out.
Jackson smacking it down to second. It's bobbled, and a run will score. As Schultz just not able to come up with that one. It'll be an E4. And Grace on the board first here as Keene comes in. Zare at third. And top of the order now up with Westfall.
Yeah, big miss there. He comes up with a clean, just the transition to his hand. He doesn't come up with a clean and kind of bobbles it in the transition and not able to get the out at first and get them out of the inning. So now first and third with 2 outs.
Nice breaking ball over for a strike there to Westfall, who popped up to the first baseman in the first inning. So 0 for 1. See if Grace has any ideas about getting things started on the bases, see if they could draw a throw. And runner is going to move up from first as that ball popped off the mitt there of catcher Welters. I don't have to call that a pass ball. He wasn't going to run until it went off his mitt, so did the right thing though by not throwing. There's a nice fastball at the knees. Smoke down the third base line and just foul. Oh boy, that was close.
So we had a bit of a crown there by the bag, so I can't tell, but it looked fair, but there's a crown over there by the bag.
Yeah.
So I can't see from this angle.
From my vantage point, I would have said fair. And Mike Smith pointing to a spot in the dirt. It looked like it was right over the bag, but fair. But where it landed, it was a little hard to see. Certainly close. Armstrong might have gotten a break there, perhaps. Pitch up a little bit high to Westfall. 2-2.
Yeah, because that would have been 2 more runs.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. Stop the catch.
Really nice block there by Welters, so count will run full. Again, first base is open, but you don't really want to put more guys on either. Although after that last shot down the line, I think he's a little more wary perhaps of Westfall. And that one is just outside. Armstrong fans were thinking they had a pretty good pitch there, but it was away, and so bases are loaded up now for Jake Rance.
Yeah, good pitch just off the outside part of the plate. I think you can always tell from this angle how far that catcher's mitt moves, whether it's going to be a ball or a strike. If it moves a lot, probably not going to be a strike.
Up high there to Rance. He lined right out the shortstop Franke, so really stung the ball. But didn't have anything to show for it. He gets an opportunity here with the bases full in the second. That one is a strike, 1-1.
Big spot here. Get out of this jam and you're in good shape, but give up a 2-out hit. Could be 2-3 runs.
Yeah, this is a very key at bat for so early in the game. That one is a strike. Rance wasn't so sure, but he's outvoted by the umpire there.
His opinion does not matter as much.
Comes curveball and it's outside, so 2-2. Rance driving it to right, and it's going to hang up and be caught. So the Eagles do break through with 1 run, although they end up leaving the bases loaded. 1 run in the inning, no hits, 1 error, and they leave 3. So we go to the bottom of the second. It's now 1-0, Totino-Grace.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
1-0 lead here for Totino-Grace. Yes, it is sunny, but still a little cool out here. After all, it is early April, so Armstrong will have the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up in the bottom of the second against Kellen Westfall, now trailing it by a run. Boy, getting that out of that inning, though, with the bases full there was big.
Yeah, heart of the order. Set them down, get out of that inning, strand 3 runners.
Donnie Johnson steps in here and looks at ball 1. Armstrong had an infield hit and a walk in their half of the first, so gotten a couple base runners, but nothing yet to show for it as that one's fouled off the catcher's glove. 2 balls and a strike. Just missed inside, so 3-1 now to Johnson. And coaches this early too, kind of looking for what kind of at-bats you have. I mean, obviously the ultimate result is what matters, but at the same time they want to see guys who really look like they're studying pitches and, you know, taking ones they should take and swinging at ones they should swing at.
Yeah, showing that they're comfortable up there at the plate and being able to pick the ball up out of the pitcher's hands is a big part of the game.
Johnson a rip and a miss there as Westfall gets his second strikeout, and Jackson Hockert, the right fielder, will hit. Got him to chase just a little bit there. Westfall throws reasonably hard, so kind of trying to ramp up the bat speed there to match. And trying to frame that one up, but it is ruled a ball, 2-0. And now 3-0. That one is over for a strike. And a hard liner in the left field for a base hit as Hockert starting a rally of the Falcons' hope, a one-out line single. And not that there was anything wrong with that infield hit earlier, but that one feels like your first real big hit of the year.
That's one of those balls, you hear it off the bat, it's just, he crushed that. You could hear it. I mean, he gets that up in the air, that's probably bounced to the fence, but hit very solidly, just between the shortstop and third baseman. Easily makes out the left fielder, but hit very well, solid hit.
So one out base runner, and Everett Daly will be the batter now for Armstrong. Westfall stepping off. Daly last year 4 at-bats on the varsity level. Did walk once and was hitless in those 4 at-bats, but always good to get your feet wet a little bit at least, so you come into that next year, you know, kind of feeling like you belong.
Yeah, been exposed to it, you understand what to expect.
Runner is going, here's hands throw down, it's a beauty, and he is out. Rather easily, I might add. He came up throwing. He stumbled on that first stolen base attempt by Franke, but that time he definitely did not, and easily throws Hockert out.
Yeah, good strike. Great, even better throw by the catcher there.
Bouncer down to second. Rance up with it and throws Daly out, and so the Falcons are done in the second. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left on, courtesy of that caught stealing. After 2, it's 1-0 Grace. And welcome back here to Armstrong High School in Plymouth. It's third inning. Season opener for us here on CCX. Season opener for Armstrong as well. Totino-Grace, Mike Smith, their head coach. They have had one game. They played on Saturday, so this is game number 2 for them. And again, they won the state title last year in Class 3A. And Brian Sobiak, Armstrong coach. They've had a pretty good program through the years. More recent seasons, not quite as much success, but they've done things pretty well in this program through the years. And Brian played here, and I think feels a lot of pride in just trying to keep this program at a good level.
Yeah, you're always playing tough competition, especially when you hit section baseball. Every year the chance for Edina, depending on who you're playing. I mean, when you're playing conference ball, you're playing good competition year round. So it's always a tough schedule for this Armstrong team, but they're a scrappy team every year, and he's got a good program going.
Cognetta bouncing it to second, juggled a little bit, but this time they will get the out of it as Schultz had an earlier error, but makes this play here. That always makes you feel a little bit better. Get back on the good side there defensively. First out recorded, and Tyler Hand will be the hitter.
Yeah, the sooner you can get that second opportunity to show that you know what you're doing. You know you can do it. Just put it behind you, show everybody else that, hey, I can feel this ball get over to first base like I've done all the time during practice. I just messed up in that first one, and let me get the chance here, and I'll do it the next time too.
Hand at a big cut and missed. He bounced to first his opening time through the order. Fouling that one straight back. Pretty nice crowd on hand. It's always hard to tell depending on what people's work schedule are like, but most times parents are trying to make the effort and get here, and whether their sons tell them that or not, it matters to them, I think.
Yeah. It's always good to get out and watch the team play too. We live a few blocks away from the St. Louis Park baseball field, and it's just fun to get down there and watch the kids get out and play and see how many people show up and just talk baseball and watch. Usually it's pretty good baseball.
Hofrage getting the strikeout on Hand, so 2 gone here in the top of the third. Brady Keene is the batter. That pitch just a bit inside and high there. Keene was hit by a pitch, and he's actually scored the only run of the game. Takes that one for a strike. Breaking ball, Tapper fouled on the third base side. That one in the dirt. 2-2. Yeah, it's kind of a good news, bad news thing. But the field is dried out early, but that isn't necessarily good overall long term. And that one will be a called third strike at the knees, and Keene wasn't so sure about that. Hofrage, though, meanwhile, he loves it. So a 1-2-3 third inning. No runs, no hits, and no one left. We go to the bottom of 3. It's 1-0 Grace.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
One nothing lead for Totino-Grace. Armstrong coming up here in the bottom of the third. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Jacob Gortz will lead it off. Takes a strike here. He had 42 at-bats a season ago. He hit .238. 6 runs scored, 1 driven in. Takes that one low for a ball. Westfall's allowed a couple of hits in the first 2 innings. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. That one is over for a strike. Hack down to second. Rantz up with it, and we'll throw him out with no problem there. So 1 gone here in the third. Third assist for Jake Rantz in this game, and now the top of the order coming up, Luke Wiesjohn.
Yeah, pretty routine play there by the second baseman. Still executes and gets that out to keep that leadoff runner off the base paths. The top of the order coming up here for Armstrong.
Wiesjohn, a strikeout victim his first time up, and spins away from that one, but it is a strike. Tapper to short. And nicely done there for the second out. Boy, it was a key thing to get that one on that hop for Franzak.
Yeah, because if he plays back, you have a leadoff hitter. Usually pretty good speed at the top of the order. Wiesjohn's a pretty good athlete, so you play back on that ball, you might beat that ball out.
Jack Welter's the batter. He had an infield hit, that ball that was off the mound, and then fielded by Rantz, the second baseman, right near second, but he had a difficult play to get enough arm on that to get the out, so Welters beat it. That one misses away, 1-1. And now 2 balls and a strike. That one is over, and it's 2-2 as Westfall tries to get out of this inning. Ooh, that one missed away. Westfall is starting toward the dugout.
Tried to sell it, gave a little shout, didn't get the call.
Three-two, and a tapper here. Gonna have to hurry this one. They get to throw across in time. And again, nicely done defensively there for the Eagles by Keene. So a 1-2-3 third inning, no runs, no hits, and no one left. We've completed 3 here. It remains 1-0 Totino-Grace.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there. Because connected, we all do better.
Thank you for joining us here on CCX Sports, our season opener for 2025 spring. It is Totino-Grace leading Armstrong 1-0 here, Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball. And best of luck to these teams going forward throughout this year as well. Spring season's always kind of an interesting one because at the beginning the weather is usually not great and it's a quick season, and a lot of times you're dealing with other things, graduations and all that kind of stuff too. So I think it's this one lifted out to right field. Ooh, almost misjudged a little bit there, but Hockert stayed with it, and Franzak lines out to right. I always feel like, the spring season maybe requires a little more patience than the fall and winter season, it feels like.
Yeah, nice play here by the right fielder to read that ball. Kind of came in, but was able to adjust. But yeah, spring season, it's tough because you're so dependent on the field. And unlike football and soccer, you won't always play when it's raining because it's also cold, and you need to have somewhat stable conditions. Whereas in football, if it's raining, you're going to play. But in spring, you can go 7-10 days without an outdoor activity, and then you're a week and a half behind scheduling, and then you got to figure out how you're going to make those games up, and then you have another 2 rainouts later in the season. All of a sudden, it's early June, and you're like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah, and it's just the overall length of the season is shorter anyway, too. Bounce down to Franke, and a strong throwing arm there, and Zier is out 6-3. So now I've had 6 outs recorded in a row by Hofragi here as he gets the first 2 hitters in the 4th after a 1-2-3 third, and Joey Terhar will be the batter. Franke made this one look easy here as he gets up to field it.
Yeah, good job staying down on that ball. Corrals it and gets a good strong throw over to first base.
Breaking ball in for a strike. Terhar struck out his first time up. Lifts this one up out to short left center. And drifting over to make the catch is the left fielder there, as it's hauled in for out number 3, another 1-2-3 inning as we go to the bottom of the 4th now. It's still 1-0 Eagles over the Falcons.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there. Because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back. There in the middle, Larry Tate, the athletic director here at Armstrong High School. Always so gracious to us. We love coming here, and big part of that is Larry always being welcoming, and we appreciate the support. Both of these schools have been very nice to us through the years, and always appreciated. Dawson Franke will be the hitter here to lead off the bottom of the 4th for Armstrong, and Westfall still on the hill. So both of these pitchers working into the 4th, they haven't had to throw a ton of pitches. You start to, at this point, this early in the season, thinking about, are they getting close to the limit that their coach is going to give them? But so far, so good, really, I'd say, for both.
Yeah, pretty low pitch counts for both teams, and a pretty quick game so far. And it's just one of those things where if your pitcher's on a roll, you don't take them out unless they're tired or they show signs that they're fatigued or showing injury. even earlier in the season, let them pitch until they start to get in a jam here and there. And as we say that, Totino gets somebody out there in the bullpen kind of warming up, which is about right. Fourth, fifth inning is when you're thinking about bringing in a second or third pitcher.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, obviously we had an error or two, or one so far. But for a first game for Armstrong and a second game for Grace, I'd say
pretty clean.
Not bad.
Yeah, pretty clean.
Bad.
I mean, I've seen some other sides of the spectrum in spring baseball, and sometimes it's entertaining, but not the cleanest baseball.
Fouled that one away. He got fooled a little bit, I think, but adjusted his swing enough to get a piece of it. And we don't want to jinx anything. It still could get away from these teams, but
what we say has no impact on the game.
Good point. Kroenke calling time there. Takes that one up high, so 3-2 now. Good battle to start the bottom of the fourth. A good spot on the order for Armstrong to try and get something going. They got the 3, 4, 5 hitters. And a foul tip held by hand, and it's a strikeout. Westfall rearing back and throwing that high fastball. Kroenke just got a little piece of it, but boy, it was interesting. Hand's glove kind of, he just barely hung on to this one, but a good job as it's in the top. He was looking to make sure he still had it, showed the umpire, yep. And so 1 out, and Hofragi will be the hitter. And a rip and a miss here. Froggy, I think, getting a little talking to about stepping out again. The first time they were going to say that's fine, but then when he did it again, I don't think the umpire liked that. There's a strike. Oh, 2, and he's able to lay off that one. Westfall trying to get him to chase. Breaking ball lifted up. And that one will get over into the bullpen. Lifted to center, hit fairly well, but it's going to hang up and be catchable there as Shea Jackson squeezes that. Probably the longest hit of the game for either team so far, although it was never really in doubt that it would be catchable.
Yeah, good solid swing, good contact, but all arms. He just got out in front of it. As he progresses throughout the season, he's going to learn to stay back on that, use his legs, use his middle section, his core, and put a little muscle into that, and that ball go a little further.
So Jack Schultz will be the batter here for Armstrong. He bounced into a force play that ended the first inning, his first time up. Takes a strike here. That one is away, 1-1. And he hits this one well out to left field, and it's back to the fence. And this will be a double for Schultz. Boy, he gave that one a ride to the opposite field. Thought for a moment it might have an opportunity to, if not get out, at least hit the fence on the fly. It one hopped the fence there, and Ben Lang out there to run that one down. Schultz put a little charge into that one.
Yeah, good solid contact. Just missed hitting out of the park, but here with a 2-out double puts himself in scoring position with a good chance for Armstrong to tie this game up.
So Donnie Johnson will be the hitter here. RBI opportunity. Runner at second and 2 gone. He was a strikeout victim his first time through. And that pitch is wide, and Schultz will get to third, and it takes a carry him all the way over toward the Armstrong dugout. But
Close to going out of play, but stopped just short of their actual dugout, so runner stays at third.
I'm going to check that ball out as it kind of caromed around. They're going to take it out of play here, I think. Boy, if you're Totino right now, they're going to come on top. They would really love for Westfall to be able to get out of this inning, and I would say he's probably going to be done here after the fourth either way, but right now you just as soon not have to bring somebody in with a runner at third, I think, and he's generally still been throwing pretty good, even though they've hit a couple of balls fairly hard this inning.
Yeah, he's one pitch away from getting out of this inning, but like you said, it's always good for a pitcher to come in with the bases empty, starting off an inning fresh is a good start. Coming in with a runner on third, only up 1 run is a tough spot. You know, you feel that pressure, you're going to be thinking about it.
And the fact that he's had a couple of pitches that were not terribly close to the strike zone, too, kind of throws a little doubt into your mind, I think, if you're the Eagles here as well. 2-0 to Johnson. Swinging and fouls that one back. Considering just a 1-0 game, boy, Armstrong would take it however they could get a run here. I mean, another wild pitch even would be okay with them. This one fouled back.
Better than right off the car. I like that, kid.
2-2 now. And Johnson's going to step out. And it's Westfall's turn to step off. And smack down to first base, and the Eagles will get out of trouble. So Johnson bouncing out after Schultz's double. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on for Armstrong in the fourth. We've completed 4 full now. 1-0 Totino-Grace remains our score.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
And welcome back here to Plymouth Armstrong High School as the Falcons trailing Totino-Grace 1-0. A run in the second inning, an unearned run for the Eagles, all we've had so far. We go to inning number 5, the 9-1-2 hitters coming up for Totino-Grace. Shea Jackson stepping in to lead it off and takes a strike. Hoffrogge is still out there to begin the 5th. Maybe going a little deeper than what I would have anticipated here, but again, the pitch count not terribly high. They like how he's throwing. And breaking ball over for a strike there.
Yeah, he's throwing strikes, staying out of trouble. Still hasn't given up that hit. Armstrong has the 2 hardest hit balls of the day. They just haven't been able to get the run across the plate.
One hopper to Franke, throws him out. Jackson runs pretty well, but he was able to get him by a step and a half there. So 1 gone here in the 5th, and Westfall will be the batter.
Yeah, nice little hop there for the shortstop to easily make that play over to first base. Good strong throw. Beats the runner by 2-3 steps. Keep that lead runner off the base paths.
Westfall driving this one out to deep left center field. And that one will be to the fence. And there's the first hit of the game for Grace. And it was a long, loud double to center for Westfall.
That ball was crushed.
Boy, just like in that last inning for Armstrong, you know, all of a sudden we're starting to see guys second or third time through finding it a little bit, and he hit this one to a different part of the park. That one probably would have been out, but he hit it to the deepest part.
Yeah, a little later in the season, the bat's a little warmer air. I think that ball gets out of here, but that ball's really well hit just short of the fence. Now runner on second with only one out.
Jake Rance will be the batter here for the Eagles. They would love to add at least one here. Westfall, they must like him athletically too, as they do not have a courtesy runner out there for him. He's going to stay out there and run. And, you know, we said first game of the year for everybody, including me, because I'll be honest, I thought that ball was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, a little looper right to second, and Westfall has to retreat. So Rance, a little shallow pop there, and Schultz squeezes that one easily. Big out there as they get the second out, and Cognetta will bat now for the Eagles.
Yeah, coming off the bat there, that looked like that was going to make it out into short right center field.
I agree. I thought it might too. That one
Second
did not
baseman.
go nearly as far as I was expecting.
Right where he needed to be to get that out.
Cognetta had a walk and then a grounder to second. Breaking ball is in for a strike. I think both these pitchers showing their coaches that, you know, I'm a guy we can count on this year. That's, you like to see that this early. Up the middle, Franke retreats and throws across in time to get Cognetta. So they pitch around the first hit of the game, that double. No runs, one hit, and one left on for Grace in the fifth. We go to the bottom half of inning number 5, and it remains 1-0 Eagles.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Totino-Grace breaking through to get their first hit in that last half inning, but then not able to score, so their lead stays at 1-0. Armstrong at the bottom third of the order coming up here in the bottom of the fifth. 7, 8, 9 hitters as Jackson Hawker stepping in. We do have a new pitcher in there for Totino-Grace as Anthony Brown will come on. Kind of as I expected, to get 4 good innings out of Westfall. There's a strike. Hawker had a single last time up, but then was caught stealing. Breaking ball over there.
It's breaking ball right over the top. See that a couple times, you should be able to adjust.
Hockert not willing to chase that one. Fastball missing up high now, 2-2. We'll pop up here and grabbed by Cognetta for out number 1 in the 5th. And Everett Daly will step up here for Armstrong as you get a look at Anthony Brown coming on to pitch here for the Eagles.
Good start. First few pitches right around the plate. Good over the top curveball.
Brown, a sophomore. All there, Daly bounced to second his first time up. It can, obviously, at any level, it can change the complexion of a game when a pitching change happens too. Sometimes things just change one way or the other. But so far, Brown's come in and done a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's off to a good start. Staying around the plate, getting the early strikes.
Three and one now, though, to Daly with Jacob Gortz on deck here for the Falcons. Nice breaking ball there. Boy, that's for a sophomore to be confident enough to throw that in that spot.
3-1 going back to the breaking ball. Gets the call. Good pitch.
Another curveball here. A little tapper to third. Going to be a tough play. And Keene not able to do it. Anything Drew hit there? Or?
I think it's a hit.
Yeah.
I think if he comes up with it clean on that first attempt to throw it at first, he gets him out, but it would have been a tough play. You see, he comes up with the ball cleanly, but isn't able to transition over to the hand. Would have been a tough throw either way.
Yeah, I agree. We can go infield hit on that one. Sometimes you benefit from not hitting the ball very hard.
You'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. Pinch runner.
Running at first now for the Falcons is Nate Wazer. Gortz will be the hitter. And the throw down to first, it gets away. Not enough for the runner to advance, but hand throwing behind him there. You got to think Armstrong, in this spot, probably wants to get something going, whether it be a bunt, hit and run, straight steal. Did square around. Now the throw, and they've got him hung up. Oh, the ball's dropped.
Oh, and he gets a second.
And diving in safely there is Wazer.
I think in the end, really good heads-up base running. In the beginning, not as heads-up. But it works out. He gets down to second base. 1-1.
You see the Eagles and just plain fumbling it there.
Yeah.
And I think Wazer, he just was about to turn his head and retreat to first, and when he realized that ball got away, and I was like, well, I'm just as close to second. I might as well go there instead. So they end up getting him there, not exactly how it was designed, but you have to score that as an error on the shortstop because they were going to get an out if he didn't drop that ball. Squaring around, runner is going now. The late throw to third is in time. And a little double clutch as Keene was retreating back. So they ultimately do get him out on the bases. as some adventure there for Wazer, and now 2 outs.
He does a hesitation to try and catch the catcher off guard. I think he's this close.
Yeah. The ball certainly beat him there, but whether the tag was on him before his foot got in play, it was close.
Good strong throw. Good adjustment by the catcher.
Down to second. Rance up with it, and good hustle there, but they get him at first. So an interesting inning. Falcons threaten but don't score. No runs, 1 hit. There was 1 error and no one left on. We've played 5 full here. It remains 1-0 Totino-Grace.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back. As we expected, as the game goes on, a little more activity going in terms of some more guys throwing a little bit out there. That looks like Tommy Heifert, who is coming back off an appendix issue. And we do have a new pitcher who is in the game now for Armstrong, as Ray Welters coming on in relief of Hofragi, who's had a very good start. 5 innings, allowing just the 1 hit. 1 run, but it was unearned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. And if I understood correctly, Heifert, I don't know that it's terribly likely he'll come in the game. I don't know if he's been cleared medically yet, but unless I misunderstood, he may just be getting some throwing in down there for Grace. But he pitched them to their state championship last year, and certainly one of the better returning players in the conference.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to get out on the mound and, go through the reps. Even if you're not going to be ready for the game, just get out there and get some reps in. Especially on a game day when you travel, you hit the bus, you're at the opponent's field, you go home, you're done. Might as well get some throws in.
And I was talking with Tommy's dad, Bud, who was a great athlete for Grayson. He said that he was, kind of doubly disappointed not to be able to play today because he knows a lot of these Armstrong kids as well. So Tyler Hand will be the hitter, and Welters starting him with a strike. A little bit different size-wise look out there from Hofragi to Welters, right? And that one is fastball over for a strike.
Throws pretty hard.
Hit hard, and it's fair down the right field line. Hand digging for 2, and he might hold up there. Looks like he will. So a leadoff double here to begin the 6th for Totino-Grace. The double by Westfall last inning was their first hit, and now Hand delivering. And they're going to send a courtesy runner out for him, it would appear.
Yeah, good solid contact to the opposite field. You don't have to try and pull everything. And the ball's in the outside part of the plate. Go with it. Push it to the opposite side of the field. Hit it hard, and it'll get down that line. You get extra bases. Nice play by the right fielder there, not to let that ball get all the way to the fence. If he gets to the fence, he's on third base.
Theo Jacob in to run at second for the catcher Hand, and Brady Keene will be the hitter. Squares around, takes it. Here's where you hope everybody remembers all those little bunt things that you went through in the preseason.
Those annoying, boring drills the coach makes you do over and over again. Pitcher needs to cover the third base side. Third baseman needs to stay home. First baseman covers the infield. Second baseman needs to rotate.
Keene bunting this one foul. Considering where we are in the order, I wasn't that certain they'd be bunting. He's already at second, and it's the number 5 hitter up there, but it certainly looks like that's the intent, is to try and bunt him over.
Yeah, and sometimes it's almost, if you don't have a good bunter, sometimes you just say, hey, try and hit the ball on the ground. Do what you can to hit the other side of the field. Some kids just aren't good at
Throw
bunting.
down to second. Ooh, that one was pretty close. As Franke's swiping a blind tag on him. And they made him a little nervous anyway as Jacob diving back in. Squaring again. This time he does get it down and will get the runner over. Throw to first base is in time. But the sacrifice is successful. As Keene, who looked a little shaky on the first one, able to get it down. And they get the runner to third with one out now for Will Franzek.
Good footwork there by the first baseman to come in and rotate. He kind of rotated the opposite direction, which he'd like to, but he's able to square up his body and get a good strong throw down to first base to get the out.
Yeah, I really thought looking at third might cost him the out there.
Mm-hmm.
But he was able to get a good strong throw. Breaking ball in for a strike. Infield is up for Armstrong. You know, late enough in the game here, they can't really afford to give up another run. So they, no hesitation to be up on the grass here, down 1-0. That one hangs up high. Franzek struck out and flied to right into at bats against the starter Hofrogge.
Important here for the Eagles to make sure a runner at third gets a good, strong, aggressive lead and a good secondary lead as well.
Fouled back and out of play.
The pitcher doing a full windup, you can definitely get a bigger lead down there at third base. And even if you don't go on contact, you want to force the infielders to make it think you're going so your runner from the plate can have a good chance to get down to first base.
Tapper to short. Runner's going to hold. Franke flips to first and gets the out. And now two gone. So well executed defensively there for Armstrong, as I don't think there was really much thought of going there for Jacob. He immediately went back toward third. It was hit too much right at the shortstop. There's another one where if they're not playing in, that's probably an easy run.
Yeah, and I think as you see the season goes on, you see those positions and those opportunities, you kind of want to do a fake run to home to make the shortstop think you're going home.
Drew's
at least
here.
get in his head.
Oops, sorry. Drew fouls that one away on the first pitch. So, boy, the situation really changes now. That being the second out, you can, I don't want to say relax if you're the defense, but you obviously don't have to play up anymore and just concentrate on getting the hitter, not really worry about that runner anymore. Nice breaking ball, but just missed outside. 2-1. It's one of those pitches that you say not a strike, but still a good pitch.
Yeah, it's a good pitch on the outside part of the plate. He thought about it, but he laid off it. It's close enough to make him think.
That one, a fastball at the knee, is a nice mix shown here. Just the change of speed and change of, the spin, keeping guys a little bit off balance. That's kind of what pitching really is when it boils down to here. 2-2, and missed away with that one. And Mike Smith giving hand claps for his batter there for taking that one. 3-2. Lifted down the right field line, but that one will be out of play. A couple of foul balls here, so getting a couple of new baseballs in here. A 3-2 pitch, 2 outs, runner at third. Top of the sixth here for Totino-Grace. They lead 1-0. They'd love to add another. Armstrong would love to keep it here and give themselves a better opportunity these last couple at bats. Fought that one off. Another 3-2 offering coming to 0. High for ball 4. So now runners at the corners for Terhar.
Interesting to see if they put the runner in motion here. 2 outs.
Actually, Brown is the hitter here. And Brown strokes one up the middle for a hit, and that will score the run as the throw too late to second. So the pitcher, Brown, coming in as a hitter here in the number 8 spot, and he shows why with a line drive single to bring home that lead runner.
Yeah, good solid contact right up the middle, short of the center fielder. No chance for the center fielder to make a chance at this play. Gets that second run across the plate for Totino-Grace.
Yeah, that was their only hope, as if they had maybe fooled them. Well, see, there's 2 outs anyway, and that helps that runner not have to really worry about whether that ball might be caught or not. Shea Jackson popping it up, and that one will be caught. But the Eagles do break through with a second run here in the 6th inning. 1 run on 2 base hits. No Armstrong errors and a couple left aboard. We go to the bottom of 6, now 2-0 Totino-Grace.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Welcome back here now, 2-0 Grace. Anthony Brown pitched that last inning and then stepped in as a hitter there and delivered a key line drive single up the middle to give them a little insurance there, get up 2-0. Still wouldn't call it a comfortable lead by any means, but a couple more at-bats to go here for Armstrong, and you see some activity down there as Jacob, the lefty, throwing in the pen for Totino-Grace. Top of the order due here for Armstrong.
Yeah, 2-out hits are great. 2-out hits that bring in a run, even better. Give yourself a 2-0 lead late in the game.
Luke Wiesjohn will step up to lead off inning number 6 here for Armstrong. 0 for 2 so far, both of those again against the starter for Grace, Westfall. Brown starts him with a strike. Down the third baseline, but foul.
Got to protect that plate here with 2 strikes. Anything you do to put the bat on the ball.
Rip and a miss as he chased one up. And Brown gets the strikeout to begin the 6th. And Jack Welters, the catcher, will step up here for Armstrong.
Huge first out here for Brown to keep their leadoff hitter. I think you said last year he was on base about half the time. Keeping him off the base paths late in the game in a close game is huge.
Welters at an infield hit his first time up, so 1 for 2, and takes a strike here. Brown probably in his mind out there thinking, boy, it's good I came through with that hit, so now I got a 2-run lead instead of 1.
Little cushion's always good.
1-1 the count here. Dawson Franke on deck here for Armstrong as they're down to 5 more outs. There's a strike. The nice thing about baseball, though, you don't run out of time. As long as you still got outs, you can see, even in a game like this where there hasn't been a ton of offense, sometimes it just happens, gets started and gets rolling. Down to Rance at second, and he again makes a sure-handed play. Welters is out 4-3, and 2 gone here in the 6th, and Franke will be the batter.
Yeah, it's been a pretty evenly played game. I mean, Armstrong's had a couple solid hits. Just unfortunately, there weren't runners in scoring position when that happened for Totino. They're able to take advantage of little things and, get a 2-out run and, take advantage of an error early in the game. And now here they are, 2-0 late in the game with, a couple more outs to get out of this one.
Taken for the ball there. Franke bounced into a fielder's choice and then last time struck out. Ray Welters is on deck. He came in to replace Hofragi as a pitcher, and it does look like he will bat in this spot as well.
There's a lot of conversations going out there, Jay.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're letting it go on this long. Is there something that we're missing here? Is there? I thought it was just an offensive conference there.
Yeah.
But, and the umpires were coming in to talk too. Is there a possibility the umpire got hit by that one and they want to give him extra time? Or?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the catcher went out there, and that's probably what it was. I thought it was the catcher got hit, but probably it was the umpire that got hit. So the catcher went out and gave him a little time to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, I think that is. Let's see this again. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, in the lower upper leg area. So a little courtesy play there by the catcher to buy him some time. And no hurry.
Taken inside for a ball there.
He's happy that was called a ball because he buckled and definitely got fooled on that breaking ball.
And now 3-0, boy. Just what you want to, start a rally with 2 outs. You got to get on any way you can here. If you're Franke, a walk would be just fine with them. (3-1). Brown trying to battle back here and get an out. Not going to do it though, as that one is up high for ball 4, and Franke is aboard the 2-out walk, and Ray Welters will be the hitter. There's a strike. Franke is definitely a base-stealing threat, but with the score at 2-0,
yeah,
might be too much of a gamble here. Because that first run isn't really the one that matters that much. 1-1 count now to Welters. Brown doing a lot of shaking off out there. There's a fastball over for a strike.
That's a tough pitch. High and outside. It's a tough pitch to take, but if you hit it, you got to hit to the opposite field. You're not going to be able to pull that.
1-2 from Brown, and that one was up a little bit higher and out of the zone. 2-2. Breaking ball, and it's a tapper to first. Brown does a nice job getting over to cover, and they will get the out to get out of the sixth. So Armstrong, no runs, no hits, or was nowhere than one left aboard. We've completed 6 innings here at Armstrong High School. It's 2-0 Totino-Grace.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Thanks for joining us here for Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball on CCX Sports Hour season opener for Armstrong, and game 2 for Totino-Grace. Eagles lead 2-0 as we go to the 7th. Top of the order for Totino-Grace here. Kellen Westfall will come back in and re-enter to bat here. He was replaced as the pitcher, but can re-enter and is a good hitter as well, so he'll step in. Hit a booming double last time up. Also had a walk in the 2nd inning. So not terribly hard to see why they want him up there again with the bat. Ray Welters in his 2nd inning for Armstrong, gave up a run there in the 6th. Inside with that one. Now 2-2. Welter's trying to do what he can to keep it where it's at, give his team chance in the bottom of the 7th. And now 3-2.
Left that breaking ball up a little bit a couple times in a row. If he leaves that up again, he might get crushed.
Comes back fastball. That one's just foul past 3rd. And there's ball 4, and Westfall will draw a walk here to lead off the 7th for the Eagles.
Good leadoff at bat. Work that count full. Get that leadoff walk. Go down to first base. Extra run wouldn't hurt for Totino, but still a lot of legwork to do.
Rance, the hitter. Line to short in the 1st inning, then a fly to right and a pop to 2nd. They throw to 1st. Oh, boy, that was close. Falcons thought they had him as Daly slapped the tag on. Good, quick right-hand move here, and he really froze him. Yeah, I guess he did get back. I was thinking they might have had him, but.
Good to have those long arms, I guess. That was close.
There's a strike. You could see that as he spun to throw, that Westfall was a little slow to react.
Definitely flat-footed, yep.
Runner is going, knocked down to short, backhanded by Franke. The throw is in time.
Nice play.
Now the throw to third, and it gets away, and Westfall is going to score. So they get the out on a great play at first, but then the throw back across is into the runner, and Westfall will get up and score the third run of the game.
There's that extra insurance run. I think a good throw over at third base might get him. But that was a great play by the shortstop. Caught it deep in the hole with the runner going. Comes up clean with a good strong throw over to first base, but that throw back over to third base just not in time, and scoots over to the fence, and they bring in that third run.
And a little flare by Cognetta. Great effort by Franke, but he can't get it. It'll be a base hit.
Yeah, see, deep in the hole, good strong throw, gets the runner over at first, but the throw just up the line, the runner creates contact, comes in to score the run. You see the ball just outside of the reach of the shortstop. Good, strong effort, but comes up just short.
Tyler Hand is the hitter now with Cognetta at first base. Still just one out, one run already in, and the Eagles looking to add more. Breaking ball lifted out to short right center. And it'll be Schultz, the second baseman, drifting back to make the catch for out number 2. And Brady Keene will be the batter now for the Eagles. Kind of an interesting inning there. He had a combination of a great play defensively, but then a throw into that ended up into the runner. Those are tough as the third baseman too. The ball's basically right into the runner. You're trying to tag him, and more often than not, what happens is what happened on that play.
Yeah, you definitely want to make the play because that'd be a huge play to get the shortstop first at third double play. Doesn't happen all that often, but unfortunately the ball gets by him, and if that ball gets by you and you don't get a good piece of it to knock it down, it's going to allow that runner to score from third.
Whew, that one stung, but he was out in front of it and it's way foul. Yeah, and there wasn't really an opportunity, I don't feel like, either for Johnson, the third baseman, to just block the ball without, I mean.
It was a bang-bang play.
Yeah, sometimes you concede that you're not going to get the tag and you just get down in front and smother, but I don't think he really had the chance for that. The ball was so much into the runner.
Yeah.
Popped up, a sky-high pop-up. Long run for Johnson, and he will end up making the catch. There was a brief moment where I think he was feeling a little bit of panic as he struggled to find that one. Eagles do add an insurance run in the top of the 7th. 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 left aboard. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 3-0 Totino-Grace.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
One last opportunity for Armstrong here, and they got a pretty good guy to lead it off here in the 7th, though, Jack Schultz, who tagged a double last time up. Brown still out there for his 3rd inning on the hill in relief for Grace. Starts Schultz with a strike. Tapper down to second. Juggled by Rance, and the throw not in time. And so Rance has had a good game out there, but he'll be charged with the error here to lead off the 7th. Armstrong hoping that's the opportunity they needed. Gonna have a pinch hitter coming up here now as Will Schultz will bat. Another look at that play. Yeah, he definitely beats it after the bobble.
Yeah, he played it cautiously. Not a hard hit ball deep in the hole. Got down in the knee to block it, but unfortunately wasn't able to come up with a clean. And as he doesn't come up with a clean, the runner beats the throw over to first base.
Will Schultz, the batter, he was 4 for 10 at the varsity level last year. Boy, and I was just thinking earlier in the game, it's nice to be playing second base, so even if you have a little bobble, you can still get it out, but that wasn't the case, and that give credit to Schultz for running hard out of the box, too. You know, sometimes you're discouraged when you hit a grounder that looks like it'll be an out, but he hustled. Healthy cut there, but didn't get it. It's 0-2. Foul that one back, had a big swing. Kind of get the feeling that they were hoping for an opportunity for him to come up. This seems like a guy that they feel is a dangerous hitter. And I could see why with that swing. Wow.
Yeah, definitely timed it up, got into it just a little too early.
Brown is going, oh, thank God that was foul. And takes that one off. Laid off that fastball up and away, 1-2.
Tough pitch to lay off, but good patience there at the plate.
Jack Schultz aboard at first after reaching on an error. Will Schultz at the plate. Oh, that one was close. 2-2.
Great plate discipline there. That was a pretty close pitch. Does he go right back to it?
Knocked down to second, bobbled again. This time they will get the out as the recovery by Rance does move Jack Schultz to second, but an important out there. Boy, that was almost the second error in a row for the Eagles and for Rance, but able to stick with this one and get the out.
Yeah, that changes the dynamic of the game significantly. If you got first and second with nobody out, you're in a good spot, but that's okay if that runner from second base scores now. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about that runner.
Jackson Hawker at the batter. He's 1 for 2 today. Takes a strike. And I'm guessing Jack Schultz will be telling Will Schultz that I'm a little faster than you. That's why I reached and you didn't. Nice stop there by Hand. Breaking ball just missing, but Hand liked that one. He gave his pitcher a nod there. Like, yeah, that's how that pitch should be thrown.
You want to keep it right on the outside part of the plate, down and low?
Fastball is over. 2-2. But that extra run, too, for Brown, I think is big. I mean, it doesn't mean you just want to throw fastballs down the middle of the plate or anything, but you don't have to be quite as worried.
Yeah.
Ooh, check swing there. Did he offer? No.
Big pitch here.
Breaking ball and a called third strike. I don't think that was the pitch he was expecting there, and he's caught looking. And honestly, I was thinking he's probably not going to get the benefit of the doubt on 2 pitches in a row.
But if you come with a 3-2 curveball, this part of the game, your umpire is going to reward it if it's close. We saw him earlier in the game with a 3-1 count. He threw that breaking ball for a strike, and he's got good confidence in it, good control.
So Everett Daly, 2 outs in the 7th, and takes that one for a ball. Daly had a single in the 5th, and then his pinch runner had some adventures on the bases. Did make it to second, despite being in a rundown, but then was thrown out trying to steal third.
Yeah, it was an adventurous base running episode there. He almost got to third base. He was pretty close. It's like a delayed steal of third base. Isn't the best play, but
And working with his young pitcher there, like you can tell that there have been times when they're just not quite on the same page, sign-wise and everything. So he's wanting him to pick up his pace a little bit. Daly, a big rip and a miss. Brown trying to finish off the Falcons here. And it's off the catcher's glove, and he's going to reach. Wow. Officially a strikeout, but he will reach on as it pops away. And going to have a pinch hitter coming up here for Armstrong as the game will continue as it's right off the glove of hand.
yeah, popped right out of his mitt. Back to the backstop. Easily gets down to first base, and that dropped third strike.
Tyson Tate will run at first base, and then we're going to have a pinch hitter. Eschbach will come up to bat. So the game continues for the Falcons here. They're down 3-0. They have 2 outs, but now runners at the corners for Eschbach.
So here we are, one swing away. Top of the order coming up behind him.
Eschbach will step in against Brown. Foul tip on that one as he got a mighty cut. Way outside with that one, 1-1. And a rip and a miss as he chased that one down. 1-2 now. Watch that one high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And laces it foul down the left field line. Some pretty good battles here down the stretch of this one. And just fights that one off.
See if they put the runner in motion here. I don't think they would, but I don't think they're really paying attention to him with 2 outs.
Yeah, I have my doubts Grace would even try to get him, but
yeah.
Brown wants a new baseball here after that last one was fouled away down the left field line. Two is high and away now, full. And starting to get a little intense for the Eagles here. They are still ahead 3-0, but
nobody warming up over there, so it looks like it's up to him. Since they had somebody already ready.
Throw to first. Although you'd kind of have to think too that being in high school baseball, it wouldn't be out of the question that one of the position players would be the guy that
Very true.
might replace him
Yep.
if needed too. Here's a 3-2. Runner from first is going. Bouncer to second. Rance up with it, and he'll get the out. And the Eagles will go to 2-0 as a difficult seventh inning, but they get out of it. No runs, no hits. There was one error, and they'll leave a couple. So Armstrong putting some things together, but not quite enough to scratch a run across there, and the Eagles will end up winning it by a score of 3-0. But a pretty good entertaining ball game, Drew, as we talked about for this early in the season. I thought pretty well pitched. You know, we saw some good hitting here and there. We saw mostly good fielding there, although the errors stacked up a little bit toward the end. But overall, pretty good ball game, and it'll be fun to see how these teams develop and grow throughout this season.
Yeah, for early season baseball, for these two teams played a pretty good game. It's you see 5 total errors, but really there was no situation in the game where it was back-to-back error, walk, error. It was a pretty clean game, and a 3-0 win for Totino is a good start for them, going 2-0.
Thanks again for joining us here for high school baseball on CCX Sports. Again, your final score is Totino-Grace 3, Armstrong 0 for Drew Keogh and all of our CCX crew. I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Armstrong.